I was sick.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of The Extra Point. We got the gang back in the building. PL Culture in the house. Michigan Michael Hasso in the house. And the First Lady of Sports representing the Dominican Republic is in the house, Tasha T. Sizzle. Hey, are y'all ready to talk some football?
I guess.
Yeah.
All right, because we have five tantalizing, juicy, well done games to preview today. And Tasha and Mike will get you all set with everything that you need to know heading into this weekend's playoff games, including a national championship game that I did not see coming, but we will get to that. Before we get to the games, though, we got to start with the biggest news in sports right now. The Dallas Cowboys made it official, firing Mike McCarthy after 5 seasons. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Mike McCarthy finishes with a regular season record of 49-35. Did you all know that was third best in franchise history, only behind Tom Landry and Jason Garrett?
I'm surprised Jason Garrett was up there, but
That's
Jason
really
Garrett
not a
was
flex.
like 12 years.
Right. That was like a LeBron stat, a longevity stat, if you will. Okay, so 49-35 in the regular season, but the issue came in the postseason where he was 1-3 and 0 NFC Championship game appearances. Tasha, ladies first, you're batting leadoff. Mike McCarthy's tenure in Dallas was a failure. Is that fair or foul to say?
I can't necessarily say it was a failure if you're going by regular season, but you're supposed to be coaching to get to Super Bowls, to have playoff victories and longevity. So him not achieving any of that, you would have to say it is a failure. It's, if you're looking at it for postseason, because like what are you coaching for?
Right. Mike, your thoughts? Do you agree, disagree? Is that fair or foul?
Yeah, I agree with Tasha. I mean, it's all we've been talking about this whole season is like it depends on what your fan base and with your expectations are. I mean, it's the Cowboys, and Cowboy fans every day, preseason week 1, like Super Bowl. I'm like, so I mean, if that's your goal and you're looking to get a Super Bowl, then yeah, it's a failure. You can't go off of what his record. I think he did like what he had 3 straight 12-5 seasons. Like, okay, we just talked about Penn State being like that mediocre, like top mediocre team, but it's like at the end of the day, where are those wins at in the playoffs when it counts?
And it also plays to the fact of how everyone is giving Lyron Rodgers a pass. Oh, he won a Super Bowl. He was good, but he hasn't done anything lately. Like Janice said, what have you done for me lately? Yeah, you can say, oh, he's a Super Bowl winning coach. Yeah, but he's not putting them in the Super Bowl, which is where they need to be.
Right. And if I'm a Dallas fan, I don't give a damn about Green Bay Super Bowl 20 years ago. I want results now. Mike, you are back to your shenanigans. This is a hideous picture of Jerry Jones, my play daddy. Like, this is a hideous picture of him. Like, you wrong for this.
Without the editing and the filters.
Oh, okay. That's the non-catfish picture is what you're saying. Mike is already in show form. Good morning to our beautiful Denise. Are you at the DMV in that picture? I always wanted to know where you were, what you were leaning up against. She was at the DMV? I
think she was in Dallas on that photo.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Now, Mike, let's do a bonus fair or foul, because you be kind of hating on the Cowboys slick like Tasha too. But I want to see if y'all think this is shady or not.
No, that was shade what you just said. What you mean I be slick hating? When I feel like their credit needs to be given, don't I always give the credit? Don't I keep the heat on?
Now, this was perfect timing. Now, she's not saying no to you. She's saying no to me. She said she was in Tampa, but I couldn't let that slide.
That was Dallas. Oh, okay.
Good job by you.
I will say Tasha did pick Dallas even to win the division this year.
Don't take her side right now. Don't take her side right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Michael always takes your side, Tasha, and I'm getting sick of it.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
I just hold receipts.
Thank you.
You
didn't pull out that CVS receipt on me. That's a receipt. I digress, because Tasha, she's my dog whistle when it comes to Cowboys. I'm already on edge when I talk about the Cowboys with her, because the truth hurts and she drops a lot of truth bombs about my beloved team. Now, Mike, bonus fair foul for you. Now, we saw where Jerry Jones denied the Chicago Bears permission to talk to Mike McCarthy on Monday, then fired him on Wednesday. Is that fair, foul, Mike? Keep it real.
I mean, it's a little messy, but I mean, it's business. Like you can do whatever they can do, whatever they want. They could be like, "No, we're still trying to make a decision over here, so stop trying to pressure us into making a decision." I mean, they at the end of the day, they knew they were going to let him go.
Yes,
they didn't want anybody else in their ear being like, "Hey, so are you done with that food yet?" Be like, "Hold up, like, dang, can I breathe real quick?"
Trash.
Right.
And then threw it in the trash. Good morning, Melanie Taylor. Tasha, you up next. Is that fair, foul, denying him the access to the Bears and then firing him?
I mean, I think it's on brand for GM Jerry. So,
nice.
I mean, it was foul, but I mean, what else do you expect from Jerry Jones when it comes to him being a GM?
Right.
You
expect that. Right. That came off as personal to me, and I agree with you, Mike, 1,000%. Actually, I agree with you both when you said that you had an exit ramp after that colossal meltdown against Green Bay last January. You had an exit ramp then. Then, to you all's point, y'all kind of cooked on the Cowboys this season, and I don't like that. But also to your point, in the offseason, they didn't do anything to help better the team. So Mike McCarthy and his staff is in the last year of a deal. You don't bring in any real talent. You don't go get Derrick Henry. And what did you expect to happen this year?
I mean, and I really, really and truly thought that they were going to get Derrick Henry.
I did too.
Everything in me said that was the proper choice.
I did too. I was very surprised that they did not even kick the tires on Derrick Henry and his 1,900 yards. By the way, I wonder how Dallas could have used that. Now, let's move to the big elephant in the room. Now, Deion Sanders had confirmed to ESPN insider Adam Schefter earlier this week that he has been in talks with Jerry Jones about the open head coaching position. He used words like delighted and intrigued, but the word that he did not use was yes. So my question to you is, Mike, should Deion take this job and be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
I think so. I think it's a good script. On the flip side, if Deion's looking for something long term, now we all know how NFL jobs are. You literally could play 1-2 seasons and then you're gone. But I mean, that's the top of the stage. That's the end result, right? For Deion, your prime time, you want to be, we saw the ratings for the Cowboys. They were like number 1, tied with Kansas City, as far as top ratings. So that's the highest stage right there.
But I don't know if people just necessarily tune in because they want to see the Cowboys or if they want to see the shit show. I think that's more of it because like you, Paul, you always say this, we're always lead off when it comes to, the sports things, win or lose. I think people really want to see the shit show, and that's why they do tune in to see how this team that is built to win always falters.
Tasha, we literally just proved your point. I walked right into it this morning. We have some juicy divisional round matchups going on today and tomorrow. We have a national championship game that has a ton of storylines, and we're leading off with Mike McCarthy's ass. So to your point, I fell into the trap as well because that's how we led the show. Cowboys fans checking in. David Hernandez says, yes, Dak plus first round pick for first round pick. Now, let me give y'all a backstory on this. I think David is trolling me because he wants to ship Dak off to Tennessee so we can give him the number 1 pick to take Shador.
He got a no trade clause. How can that happen?
He would have to sign off on that. But if you're Dak,
would you want to get out of Dallas? $100 million or something.
Would you want to get out of Dallas if you're Dak?
I mean, I heard Jerry say that he's not opposed to the idea. So he said it could happen.
Now, wait, you got to clap back, Tasha. David says Deion won't allow a shit show.
Are you kidding me?
I was like, Colorado is a shit show. Like,
thank you.
No, take that back, Mike. Take that back.
Deion,
no,
I get what Mike is saying. Not a shit show as far as the product he was putting out there was shitty or anything like that. Yeah. Deion likes that attention. He likes that.
He does.
Right.
Hey, what's going on, Carter?
What we're saying is Colorado, I mean, they didn't get to the playoffs. They had losses. The expectation of them was going from a bad Colorado team to making them a contender for the playoffs, which I think I mean, then in itself, every week it was something different with Colorado. Oh, the players are not listening to me. Look what y'all got. Like, when y'all gonna listen to me? I think he can
for money, y'all. I'm sorry. So if my eyes go to the side,
Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him. Just slide him a 20. Don't do
Tyler,
that.
come say hi.
slide him a 20.
Wave to the people, Tyler.
Hello, how are y'all?
What's going on, Tyler?
Broke nephew that she's always complaining about.
No, you're not broke. You're just in a financial bond. You're in a bind, Nate. You're in a bind. Mike, finish your thought, buddy.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah. I was just saying I could see him doing that in Dallas. So.
Okay, we want to say good morning to Marcus Stone, who is the last person that I would want on the show right now talking about the Cowboys, because he's going to find a way to crap on them like these two do. Now, I'm with you, Denise. If we get our hands on Shedeur, why the hell would we want Dak?
Now, you say you don't need Dak or you don't want Dak.
Okay, fair enough, Tasha, because here's the scenario that I played out in my head this morning when I was thinking about this. 12-5 for Dak in Dallas is a bad season without a playoff win. 12-5 in Nashville with a first round exit, you might get a statue erected the way we've been looking the last 5 years. So if you just want to lay low key and start over, then that might be a good thing for you. Hey, Carter says he's a 90 overall on 2K, by the way. Congratulations. Good job. Good morning, Farah in the house. Loves, hugs, kisses to Tasha from Farah. Where's my kisses, Farah? Y'all wouldn't even know each other if it wasn't for me. I want a kiss. I can't get no kiss. All right. David says Deion is a true leader. He is. He is a true leader. I'm with now. Mike was ahead of this. Back in September? He said, "Go ahead and get Deion. He will be a great fit." It sounded like a pipe dream at the time, but it's not sounding like a pipe dream right now. Tasha, I just want to reset. But as we say good morning to Shamika Nicole, looking beautiful in her profile picture. Tasha, you saying no for Deion to go to Dallas? I need to lock you down. Unmute.
I want him to stay in Colorado because I like what he's doing in Colorado. And everyone keeps talking about how he's building these men. And I just watched one of the little podcast thing that they do, or the YouTube things, how he's trying to tell, don't go to class with slides on. Don't go with white beaters. Like, he's building men. And I like that. And I like that aspect of it. I don't want to see Prime in the NFL. I think Prime is better suited for the college game. No. And then he was on his son's podcast, and it's like whenever someone gives him something, he goes and gets Prime, puts his Prime logo on there. That's selling himself as well. You can't do that if you can't get the officially NFL licensed stuff and then have Prime on it. Well, that's I don't know. True.
Deion might, and Jerry might make that concession for him. Now, he says, I don't feel like Dak has the pieces to go 12-5 here. You are absolutely correct. Now, Shamika's a huge Cowboys fan. She says Deion's not coming to Dallas. I have a name that I do think would fit if he does not. Mike, you were shaking your head when she said stay at Colorado. Jump back in.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about this, and I agree that would be something for someone to do, is be like the Saban of Colorado type of thing. Mm-hmm. And I do think Deion can do that. Mm-hmm. I just think he likes that big stage. He's like, okay, cool. I did what I needed to do, was to take y'all and actually bring y'all back to the 90s. Yes. But his stage is higher than that. Like, even for a Power 5 or a top, power school, I mean, even Florida State, like, more money, more of a stage. If the NFL is not it for Deion, which he's already getting offers, then I do see him going to a different school.
Mike, you're back in your bag because you're rattling the feathers of the Goon Squad. Melanie has a question for you. She says, "Do you not feel that Prime is ready for the pro level?"
What? I was pro Prime when he first jumped in Colorado. Like, I was saying he was NFL ready right out the gate.
Okay, so that's not what you're saying. So you're saying this is more of a fit than him being qualified to do it. This is what you're saying. We just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, I think this is a great fit, and he's qualified. I think with Campbell doing the success that he's doing in Lions, with the Lions, mm-hmm. and I was pro Lions because of that reason.
You were.
I think it's starting to be a trend of like, okay, great players can be a great coach, and they're starting to show it now.
Now, Stephanie says that Deion is going to make his way and go by the beat of his own drum wherever he goes. They will know that up front. And I do believe that Jerry knows that up front as well. But here's my thing. And yes, David, if this happens, you got to come on the show because we're going to act a fool here in Dallas if we get prime time. If we get
I might get me a jersey. You know, I do like me some Deion.
Yes,
this would be the best stage for Deion because Deion is all about the flash. But how are him and GM Jerry going to get along? That is my biggest issue. Jerry Jones will cut off his nose to spite his face.
He just did it with Mike.
Like I said, when it's time for the coaches to get after the game, is Jerry going to let Deion talk or is Jerry going to talk?
I think he will, though, because if we look, and I know everyone here is Jerry fans, I think if we look at the trajectory of Jerry backing off, he wants to sit back. He's like, man, I'm getting too old for this. I can't be the main person causing this camera.
What you talking about?
Be nice.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not letting me finish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Is like McCarthy's not that person. If he sees no one's watching Dallas for just Dallas, then he's like, all right, I got to stay in there and say something stupid. I'm all in. And he's like, okay, but if Deion's doing it, then he gets to step back. He doesn't want to be the main. I think this would be a great move.
Main, because he's 84. What? How old is he? 84 years old. By 75, you should be sitting down somewhere. Jerry is doing that because Jerry needs to push his brand. Y'all keep forgetting Jerry is brand over everything. Yeah,
I agree. But Deion can do that for him.
I'm going to push back on that. You're not. I agree with you in principle, but I'm going to push back that he doesn't put winning over brand because Mike. You just sent me. Excuse me. You just sent me an article yesterday saying basically Dallas is still America's team, and on paper they have no right to that claim over their history. So Jerry can go on 0-16, and he's still going to lead off first take every single morning. This is the thing I think Jerry wants more than anything. He wants that post-1995 Super Bowl without Jimmy Johnson's fingerprints on it. That Barry Switzer Super Bowl had Jimmy's hands all over it. Once those players cycled out.
Remove himself fully from everything. Jerry doesn't want to do that. I'm hoping that he will allow Deion to get in there and talk. Like, damn, Jerry, I don't want to hear thank you, Trees. I don't want to hear his mouth. Let the coach go on there and talk. I want to hear prime talk after the game. Mm-hmm. I don't want to always see the camera up in your face. And Deion has the gift of gab too. So he can go out there and talk just as well as Jerry.
That's what I'm saying.
If this is going to happen, Jerry's going to have to sit his ass down somewhere.
Did anybody catch what Martrice just did there? He was 137 years old when they fought. Good job by you, Treese, in your Coming to America bag early this morning. Now, I want to paint a scenario for you because it's going to be hard for me to get out of this segment because it's generating again. If not Prime, then Aaron Glenn. I think Aaron Glenn is going to New Orleans, which I don't think he should because that place is a real shit show. He says the DC for the lot. Now, David, you know you're talking to the Extra Point crew. You know Tasha know his nephew. Sasha probably went to school with one of his nieces.
I hear they're trying to go for Kellen Moore.
We're gonna chill. We're gonna bring up Kellen Moore. Hold on. She said Rosa Parks ain't got nothing but to sit. Get your daughter. Like, it's too early. Get your daughter. All right. Back to what Martrice said, because I want to paint a scenario for y'all that I think does scare me as far as Prime to the Cowboys. The Cowboys have an embarrassing loss on Sunday Night Football. We've been there. We've done that. We've got the T-shirt. We've got the trinkets. Jerry Jones, to Tasha's credit, is holding a press conference while Deion is getting his players to the locker room. In the post-game locker room, they start peppering Deion with quotes from Jerry, and then Deion does one of his proverbs, hyperbole, soliloquies, haikus. You know how Deion does. He will slice you up in one of those. I just think that could be problematic. But if you're Deion Sanders, you want the big stage. There's no bigger stage than Dallas Cowboys. But the shelf life, we're going to talk about shelf life because there's a shelf life that should be running. She says New Orleans is bad luck. They are. They are, but I think so. Justin checking in, he said they wouldn't even win if Andy Reid, with Andy Reid, if JJ was still around. I think the Cowboys can win a Super Bowl with primetime Deion Sanders. I think they can win a Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy. Did I just say that? Okay, well, I'll move on. Shamika says, the vitriol and hate against the Cowboys simply based on who they are is something the football universe would never get away from. These two. These two.
Again,
These two.
I don't know why you keep sitting up here talking about I hate the Cowboys. When have I ever said I hate the Cowboys? When? I want you to put, Mike, you got some receipts. Mike, have you ever heard me say I hate the Cowboys?
Mike, can I interject with that? And then you answer. She calls them the cow itches.
That's because they be dropping the bag. That's why.
No, they tell us to stop the violence. It's MLK.
There's a reason why we say the Cowboys is gonna cowboy. That's where it started. Like, and then we say Penn State going Penn State. Like, it started with the Cowboys gonna cowboy.
No, wait a minute. Now, I think we all can disagree with Marcus Stone on this. He says, no, I wasn't going to say anything about the Cowboys, but there's definitely a bigger stage than Dallas. Name it.
I mean, I guess like Manchester United. Like, I don't.
Good job by you. That's being a sports fan. Now, David says, no words needed, Tasha. No, she needs some words because we got to hold her feet to the fire. Good morning, Christina, checking in. From Georgia, he says that's a good name for them. Yo, I personally think it's going to be Kellen Moore because at the end of the day, he fits the profile of what Jerry has typically gone for. Somebody who's going to go along to get along, somebody who's going to be happy to be there, and somebody who's not going to make waves like a Deion would. Because right, he said, "Say it, Tasha, say it." Don't say it. Don't say it.
I said what I said. The cow bitches.
Okay, Marcus lying. See, this is what I love. I love some good old goon squad on goon squad crime. Mike, you started all of this.
I didn't say nothing.
He said all 31 other teams. Let's see now I'm with David.
Stop.
Don't do that, Marcus. Your Saints down there looking like the Aints. It's time to break out the.
That's a good transition. That's a good transition.
Right. It's a good transition because we have some breaking news. And thank you, Mike, because they ain't gonna let me out of this. Thank you, Mike. Shamika with the last thought. And y'all talking about the fact that Pittsburgh can't put together a decent season to save their coach conversation for the last 18 years. Y'all, Shamika just got into the script because that's what we're transitioning to. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news. Mike, let me take this comment down because I want to see the whites of Tasha's eyes for this one. Mike, Adam Schefter just reported minutes before we went live that the Chicago Bears reached out to the Pittsburgh Steelers inquiring about a trade for head coach Mike Tomlin. And the Pittsburgh Steelers said no. Now, I did a little investigating. Now, Pittsburgh just gave Mike Tomlin a 3-year extension, making him one of the highest paid coaches in the NFL. However, and to Shamika's point, 18 years, never had a losing record, but he's 8-11 in the postseason and hadn't won a playoff game since January the 15th, 2017. Mike, are the Steelers making a mistake by not listening to offers from Mike Tomlin?
I mean, go back to expectations. Like, what you want? Do you want to be just a playoff team every year? Or do you want to actually win in the playoffs? I think so. I think they got to move on from him.
Tasha?
No.
No, we want to know why. Why does he deserve another season in Pittsburgh?
Well, y'all know I'm not big on blaming coaches when
That's true.
When your players are ass. His whole offense is ass. The top receiver who is Pickens, who should be your top receiver, is like I see all kinds of shades of AB on through him. But I do say as a coach, you're supposed to be able to wrangle that type of behavior in. He doesn't have a real quarterback. I don't know why they can't, place like Pittsburgh can't get a quarterback. The offensive line was injured, but you can't keep using injuries because you had teams with injuries that still came out and performed when they needed to perform. So I'm going to say, as much as I love Coach Keep a Job, Coach Omar Epps, you better kick ass tonight, bro. I think after this season, if they don't at least win one playoff game, I think then it would be time for them to let him go.
So she want to give him
Go ahead, Mike, because I'm about to say it if you don't.
I was just gonna say, like, you're talking about one season. We're talking about like the last seven seasons,
but
8
it's
seasons.
all ever since Big Ben left. It's always been the offense. Look at everything they lost and could not. You cannot replace Bathroom Ben. You cannot replace. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say
Bathroom Ben was a bar. Y'all have to Google what she meant by that. Go ahead.
I mean, look at all the weapons he had when he first took over that job and won that Super Bowl. And then look at what he's lost. I don't know what it is about. Look, you can
now
only
your daughter got your back. Your daughter got your back.
She comes in. She says so much until the coaching can't affect what these players don't want to do. You can't make Pickens behave.
Denise says, look at the Steelers coaching history. They have only had 3 coaches. He has a winning season at the end of the day. He's making the adjustments. Will continue to make the adjustments. He gets it. Mike McCarthy had winning seasons. He got 1 Super Bowl. He even beat Mike Tomlin in the Super Bowl.
But that's
he's hot garbage now.
Jerry Jones is not who owns the Steelers? The Maras? He's not the Mara family.
No, that's the Rooney.
That's the Giants, the Rooneys. He's not the Rooney family.
David said David said allegedly. Tasha, way to get on her, David. Welcome back to the Goon Squad.
I said Bathroom Ben.
Got that money under the table, you know.
It was a payoff.
That hush money. Good
and
morning.
Where there's smoke, there's a bathroom.
Now, hold on. Let me fight with Marcus for a second. Because the Goon Squad, y'all must have missed us last week because y'all beating us up and we fighting right back. He says it's time to change the OC. The culture of Pittsburgh is Tomlin. Mike, I need you to sit up for this one because I need you to have my back. I might get hit with a stray. Last year, they were talking about fire. What was the guy's name that came from Pittsburgh? They would chant. Remember, they were chanting fire him, the OC. They bring in Arthur Smith. Now he's the problem. Evelyn, if it smells like cabbage everywhere you go, damn it, maybe it's you.
Yeah,
maybe
I don't think. I'm not necessarily thinking it's the OCs. I think it's just I really believe it's the players. Because you cannot make these players want it more than you want it for them. That's on any team. Like sometimes I look at these teams and I'm like, no, that ain't coaching. I say that a lot of times when I'm watching some of these games. I'm like, nope, that ain't on the coach. You can't blame the coach because the receiver was scared to take that hit, or you can't blame the coach for this or that.
I'm slow blinking with you, Mike.
But no, it comes down to decision making, and that's what I put on Tomlin. But where can you go and get a viable quarterback? I told y'all every time Russell Wilson dropped back to pass, I was like I had
So to confirm, you're saying that Mike Tomlin is not bringing in these players that are playing for him. Is that what you're saying?
As a whole, y'all know they're not big on free agency and paying players. That's an organizational thing. They're not big on that. They want to just build through the draft. It's almost like how we're talking about college now with the NIL. You can't just go and recruit like you used to.
So bringing it back,
maybe
old school Pittsburgh culture needs to change because it's a different game now.
That's what I'm saying, but that doesn't have anything to do with Mike Tomlin. He can only
has everything to do with Black Jeff Fisher.
No, it does not. So you gonna go up into your boss's office and tell him what you want to do? I don't think so.
If I've been there for 18 years,
that's
I should have a little sway in the building.
That's not how it works. If this family said this,
be filling out that survey, like okay,
right.
Look at y'all want to go back to talk about him, but look at Jerry. Jerry has a way that he wants to do things. Jerry's
and
not.
Y'all vilify him for that. Y'all vilify him for that, but Mike Tomlin gets a pass. Now look at Marcus. Their GM is suspect as well.
Mike Tomlin doesn't get a pass. He has been getting it for the last 3 or 4 years because they've said, "Oh, what good is having a non-losing record if you ain't did nothing with it?" Like I said, it's all about the postseason. But if you don't have the equipment there to get you where you need to be, that's GM, that's ownership, and that's coaching. All of that, they had to get together and get something different in there because what they have on that field is not working. And I'm not going to put that on Coach Tomlin.
So wait a minute. And Denise is backing you up. She got your back and y'all are swinging. So Mike, just keep that plant foot planted because you got to be able to take one and give one. So she says that's what she's saying about the Steeler history. Stephanie reiterated the fact as well. That's the GM and the owners, not Tomlin. And she says that's the Titans playbook, and it doesn't work. Okay, true. That hasn't worked for the Titans as far as the turnover. But 18 years. 18 years. On
the 18th bird, they found out it wasn't his.
Yeah, that's a good line right there.
Black and gold diggers. Now, let's see, look, y'all got the Reverend throwing holy water on us this morning, y'all. We got to get it together. She's praying for Mike Tomlin and them black Air Force Ones. Auntie Paulette, they don't need prayer. They need prime. They need a new coach. It's time. Let him go to Chicago.
If you replace a black with a black, I'm good.
See, I knew you were going to get to that. I knew that's what this was about. Look, do y'all want to win or do y'all?
Oh, so you saying black coaches can't win?
Pittsburgh is not winning. Pittsburgh ain't won a Super Bowl in 12 years. How do you have a winning record with a GM that doesn't get you what you need? I'm not saying that he hasn't overachieved at times, but if Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin out of his own mouth, Mike, says the standard is the standard. What's the standard? Jeff Fisher? Jeff Fisher lived for years after the Steve McNair era on 8-8. Remember? 8-8. Jeff Fisher, 8-8. You're not going to get a top pick. Coach, 50-50. Once Mike leaves, I'm going to feel, right. Right. Mike been there longer than you've been alive, bro. Now, Shamika, I don't know what does that emoji mean? Is she thinking or is she crying? What is that? Because I think we changing her mind. I'm not saying that Mike Tomlin should retire. I'm saying it's time for a new voice in Pittsburgh. It's time to move on. 4 coaches in 100 years is not bad. Like, don't hold on to him just because you're saying we don't change coaches. If I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and I'm trying to catch,
I don't care what y'all say. I am going to always be pro Coach Tomlin, and I don't think it's all on him. Again, the players is ass because don't nobody complain about the defense. He in charge of the defense too. I am in charge of the defense. He's in charge of the defense too. So why ain't nobody saying nothing about that? Look at what he has on defense. He ain't got none of that on offense. Yeah, Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer, but what else you got over there?
Well, if he's not being a force multiplier, then maybe get one of these young coaches in there who with an innovative offense is what I'm saying. Now, Stephanie says, I had a dream.
That's what
you're out of here. You're out of here. Steph said, I had a dream where you can't keep dreaming and win, okay? It's called being loyal. Okay.
What that mean?
No. That is true, and that is a mic drop, and we'll let Denise have the final say on that. Like, I think Mike Tomlin has done a fantastic job at Pittsburgh, but if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm like, we're no closer to catching the San Francisco 49ers, the New England Patriots, or the Dallas Cowboys with the 6 championships. Like, we're going backwards. We're not getting closer. Baltimore's passed you up. Kansas City has passed you up. Buffalo has passed you up. Hell, the Chargers are on your ass. Houston is on your ass. Like y'all falling further and further away from the pack. He says, I thought you said an OC wasn't needed. No, a new head coach is needed. That's what I'm saying. And it's not a bad thing. I think that Tomlin should go coach the Bears. It's time for him to rebuild something somewhere. That has run its course. That has run its course. I think he's a great coach. I don't think he needs to be out of the league. And I don't think he needs to be fired. I'm saying I think a change of scenery would do him well, because sometimes the voice gets old. If you had the same manager for 18 years, you're tuning that out after a certain point. So we'll wrap that up. But after 2 decades, what percentage of the responsibility would you put on him, Mabel? Steph got my back this morning. I'm like, tat. All right.
I thought I said that already, but I guess I didn't.
No, give me a number. What's that? 33%?
You can't. Oh no, I didn't give the percentage because I said you can't put it all on him. I just never put the percentage on there. I would say, because I'm not a coach blamer when I don't think the players are any good.
And she's consistent. She's been consistent about that in her defense. Go ahead.
But I would say 30% Tomlin and 70% the offense. Like I don't. Fair. And then I don't understand why George Pickens can't get it together. I don't understand why Najee Harris, and again, this is my last time. Well, he's probably about to get released anyway. I would never put him on my fantasy team again. Why is it you see I mean, it's like you. I don't understand how you see these other offenses, these other lines are able to open up. Why can't the Steeler offensive line open up holes for Najee? Because Najee Harris he's not garbage. Let's put it there. He's not garbage.
No.
He's been over
He is. He's
1,000 yards the last 4 or 5 seasons or whatever.
Right.
But the standard
Right.
now is 2,000. So
Right.
that's not impressive anymore.
Right.
And that's
Right.
that line play.
Right. AP coach with the walk-off. She says black coaches can definitely win, Tomlinson. Not the big ones. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Choke. Get us out of here. That was wrong, Paul. Move on. All right, Mike. Look, Mike, you were supposed to have been done told me to move on in a hurry because now we about to go down a rabbit hole. So, the Goon Squad wanted to talk about it. They run the show. All of those teams have changed the back office to revive those teams, including Baltimore. Okay, fair counterpoint, Marcus. Now, Shamika, I wanted to make sure she got her thought in here. She says, I thought because the winds of change are coming and with all of the noise that was made last year, he won't last too much longer after the season without some significant change. Losing 7 games and then winning out is not going to continue to save him. It won't.
That is true. That's why I said is what's the name told Prince in Purple Rain. He was like, you better kick ass tonight. After this season, I will be off of that narcotic. Because people are constantly telling the Steelers what they need.
Right.
And if y'all don't want to change up the recipe, then y'all need to remove the ingredients.
Ooh, right there is perfect. Perfect. Yeah, that was perfect, Tasha. Good job by you. I love it. All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the divisional round of the playoffs. We're going to get back on the field for the last 23 minutes of this show. So we're going to go rapid fire. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Fighting Justins, are starting their quest today for their unprecedented three-peat. The Houston Texans stand in their way. First up on the docket, Mike, will Houston even pinch the bitch?
Nope.
Tasha, do you give Houston a fighting chance?
Yeah.
Are you taking Houston?
The phone want to know too.
We'll save that. We're going to table that for the picks, all right? Because we have a really tantalizing race going on here. I think that it's not a snowball's chance in hell. Fellas, get your honeydew list together. Take the wife to HEB. Get the kids the haircuts. Go ahead and mow the lawn if it needs to be mowed. And get ready for the – right, Mike. Get that car fixed for your girl.
I don't trust Houston's offense, and not to make excuses for CJ Stroud. The only weapon he really has is
Nico.
Is Nico. I mean, you got Joe Mixon too, but you got the receivers down. And whatever happened to Laramie Tunsil?
You got that one right there.
What happened to Laramie Tunsil? And
he got his bag.
He actually went to a Pro Bowl, and he has had like one of the worst seasons. And I know they were saying, like one of the Texans' issue on offense was the penalties. And I was one game, Laramie Tunsil had like 2 back-to-back penalties, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
He leads the NFL in pre-snap penalties. Good job by you, Tasha. Way to
their offense is what's keeping them from moving forward, because Derek Stingley and all those others back in that secondary, the boys put on the show this season.
They have. Tasha, I'm very proud of your AFC South acumen right now. Right there, that was good stuff. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a stat I want you all to look at in regard to this game. If you're out running errands, the only thing you really need to pay attention to is third down. Kansas City has the best third down conversion rate on offense. The Texans, with Stingley and to Tasha's point, their defense have the best third down defense in the NFL. Something has to give this afternoon in Arrowhead. All right, we'll give that pick here in just a minute. Now, tonight is the game where you want to make sure your girl has been satisfied. I'm not saying sexually, so don't look at me, Tasha. I mean, you get everything done on her list today so she can cozy up with you, get some wings, get some chips and dip, and watch the Saturday night matchup between the Detroit Lions and the upstart Washington Commanders. Woo-hoo-hoo! Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels against the most high-powered offense we've seen since the greatest show on turf in Detroit. Mike, will Washington pitch the bitch?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they have this spread pretty high. They got Detroit favored by 9.5. That's
right.
That's pretty high to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have the over under at 56, 55 points, which is really
Take the
high
over.
too. And then so yeah, I see the thing is though, I mean, I look at it at like, okay, well, who would be in the NFC championship game? I would rather play Detroit than Washington, to be
Yes.
honest, if I'm the Eagles
Yes.
or the Rams.
Yes.
I'm just that
Totally
secondary
agree.
in Washington, of course, Sanders still, shout out.
Yes, sir.
That secondary in Washington is more elite, or just the defense alone in Washington is more elite and healthy
Yes.
compared to the Lions right now. The Lions are depleted. They're literally counting on their offense to carry them the whole playoffs. And
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think they might get away with this one, but I don't think they'll get to the Super Bowl.
And what
Tasha,
you
do
said,
you-
Mike, about the offense, because I had Jared Goff as my quarterback in one of my
He
leagues.
cooked though. He cooked for you
Oh,
in
he
fantasy.
didn't. Not
He
when
didn't?
I needed him to. When I needed him to cook, he turned off the Glorilla. Let him cook. He didn't do it. And also,
Kirk Cousins.
what Washington has is a lot of youth and
Yes.
a YOLO quarterback who will
Yes.
throw the ball.
Yes.
Yep.
This was a stat that I found interesting. And by the way, I missed you too. Y'all are bringing it today. I am enjoying this just listening to y'all's takes. Everybody knows Detroit as the Riverboat Gamblers, as Tasha would call them. Riverboat Ron and them is going for it on fourth down. But something I didn't know, Jaden Daniels on fourth down this year, 8 for 8, 7 first downs, 3 touchdowns. Perfect QB rating. Watch out for Washington pulling a Detroit on Detroit in the Motor City tonight.
Right.
That is going to be
if it's a
juicy.
close game, if it's close, I think Washington go in for the upset.
I think so too, because of the force multiplier, which is Jaden Daniels. He's a cheat code. We literally haven't seen this since the first MVP season of Lamar Jackson. All right, now let's go on to Mike's game on Sunday early afternoon. Wait a minute. Jaden was your fantasy quarterback. That's why you won your league. She won her league, by the way. Eagles rematch with the Rams tomorrow afternoon in that ratchet, raggedy-ass stadium that y'all call Leak Financial.
Right, that's an upgrade from the vet. So what you talking about?
The vet was a animal
that
cage.
stadium's nice.
It killed Michael.
Shout out to the grass crew. They over there, making it all nice and pretty. Shout out.
Well, this game might not be nice and pretty if you're the Rams. That Philly has been rolling.
It's supposed to be
the
in the
last time
snow.
Philly lost, Tasha? Who was the last team to beat them? Was it Washington?
I think so.
I think it was Washington. And that was like around Halloween, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's start with this, Tasha. They played in Week 12 on Sunday Night Football, the Rams and the Eagles. Saquon ran for 255 yards against them. Let's set the over-under today at 170. You taking the over or the under?
Oh, I'm going to take the under on that because that LA Ram defense has really stepped up.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year. If they don't give Jared Verse Defensive Rookie of the Year, it's a sham. That defense, especially against, I can't say against Minnesota because Minnesota was open ass, but I do believe that overturned fumble.
Yes, that was a huge blown call. Right.
I think that kind of changed the trajectory of the game because it would have been tied 10-10, but we don't know. That defense looks stellar. They have a decent defense, but I think Philly's offense is better.
Yes,
than their defense.
I agree.
And y'all know I don't trust Matt Stafford. I know you like to root for Hall and Oates, but I don't see their offense stopping the Philly defense.
Philly's defense, they have 2 rookies in the secondary that have been phenomenal this year, have been just as much of a reason for their success as Saquon Barkley. They've done it defensively. And to Shamika's point, I'm going to paraphrase this. Kellen Moore and not Dan Campbell, the coach for the Washington, they were fired off the Dallas staff, and now they're both vying for an NFC Championship game while we cycle through another coaching staff. It just sucks to be a Cowboys fan and a Titans fan this offseason. Mike, will you be eating popcorn around 5:15 tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there was word on the street that it's supposed to be snowing too.
Yes.
On there. I mean, so
Al Roker said it was going to snow.
The thing about
the
thing about the Eagles grass though is that they have a filtration system underneath. Like it's pretty high tech, so they can actually heat it up so that it doesn't necessarily hold snow unless they want it to. Shout out to Jerry for not making those adjustments. But if they want the snow, I think it benefits the Eagles because of the D line of the Rams. They're so fast, that's what makes them really good. So you might want that snow to be chilling there because you got a power back. You literally just and then win the game. So I don't know. I would watch out for that though.
They're going to have to score, and I think she's talking about the Rams, and I agree, because Saquon can hit you from anywhere on the field. Devontae Smith can hit you from anywhere on the field. A.J. Brown is A.J. Brown. He will not be reading a book on the sidelines this weekend.
Yes, he will. That's how he compresses. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Did y'all see the story? Did y'all see the story of that? The guy who wrote that book, it was ranked, 555,000?
It's a bestseller now.
Now it's a bestseller. Shouts out to A.J. Brown.
Hey, if I'm the Eagles, I'm gonna get him a recliner on the sideline. Hey, do what you need to do.
Hey, the safe recliner.
Hey, I'll get him a little lamp that pops.
Lay in. Yep.
I do like Hall and Oates, and that's the receivers, the two Caucasian receivers for the Rams who play like brothers. That's Puka Nacua, who I think he's Hawaiian, and Cooper Kupp. But aside from them,
it's a different.
Oh yeah, he's Polynesian. You two nailed it. Did y'all see the Rams get 9 sacks last week against Minnesota with their vaunted offensive line? Not only that, 8 different players recorded a sack. Hand that ball off to Saquon. Mike, you taking the over or under on 170 for Saquon?
I'll take the under.
Okay. I think so too. I think that this will be more of a balanced attack if they want to get that done. They're not going to just let him run wild on them for a second straight game. Now, let's get ready for the main event. Sunday night is the main event, y'all. We got the battle of the MVPs. We got Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens going into Orchard Park to take on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Let me start this question with you, Tasha. Does the MVP award hang in the balance of tomorrow's outcome, or do you think that's already been decided?
I mean, if it's a regular season award, shouldn't it have already been determined?
Great point, Mike.
Yep.
I mean, like, when is voting due? Like,
No, go ahead.
When you vote for the Heisman, you have to have your vote in at a certain time. When is the voting period ending for these awards?
Well, the thing is, even if it does, now I know that they do the awards in the bye week in between the championship games and the Super Bowl. That's when they have the NFL honors. But to your point, you probably have to have your vote in at the conclusion of the regular season. I think as far as a people's champion, I think it's going to go a long way to who's the MVP in the eyes of the people, because these are the two candidates, like to Tasha's point.
Yeah, it said the votes are due before the playoffs start.
Okay, so before the playoffs start. So that goose is already cooked. Well, then it should be Saquon. Then, dadgummit, it was submitted already. All right. So, okay, so who comes out with the better game before we get to our pick, Tasha? Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
You already know where I'm going. Don't even play with me.
Mike, who comes out with the better game tomorrow? Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
Now, y'all know I do love Keon Coleman. I love that boy to death, but nope.
Good morning, Miss Hastings.
Yes. Better game, I'm gonna go Allen, but I think Lamar might win this one though.
Y'all, I'm gonna just tell you like this. Lamar, don't go up there and lay no egg. You got a 1,900-yard running back in your backfield now, who has, even when he in his days in Tennessee, has torched the Buffalo Bills defense. Derrick Henry throwing people out the club. Derrick Henry was putting hands on Buffalo back when he was playing in Nashville.
Did y'all see what he did to Mika Fitzpatrick?
Yes. AP Colton said, Lamar, put it on paper. Lamar's going to have a bounce back game. The Jackson 6, the MV3, as they call him in the Maryland, D.C. area. All right. So let's get to some picks, ladies and gentlemen. No. Before we get to the picks, we do have a Monday night matchup. Juicy. If you're a Michigan fan, this is the throw-up bowl. Two of our most bitter rivals are vying for a national championship. Ohio State and Notre Dame. Notre Dame opened as a 9.5-point favorite. Mike, is that in line with how you think this game might go?
Yep.
Damn. You too, Tasha?
No. I told you.
I'm with you, Tasha.
What did I tell you? Unless Jesus is the quarterback, and Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, come on, where's Reverend Paulette? Get the rest, except for Judas. unless they on the offensive line and at the skill positions, them disciples, I'm not rooting for them ever.
Right. I would need to see Moses and Job running the RPO for me to root for Ohio State. Now, rooting for and who you think will win can be mutually exclusive.
I don't care. My answer is the same.
Mike, let's go ahead and start our picks now. Who wins the national championship?
Cheer, cheer for old Notre Dame. Wake up, the echoes ringing. And that's who I'm going for. The worker, guys. He's installing some different screens on the backsliding door.
Now, we all know y'all rich cougars keep a pool guy.
He's a screen man.
And a screen man.
Hey, tomato, you know what I'm saying?
right. That's semantics. Mike, who wins the national championship? Let's get out of that.
Well, I know Tasha says, like, who are you rooting for? Who am I rooting for? I'm definitely going for Notre Dame. Who do I think will win? Ohio is going to win.
I actually retweet what Mike just said. I'm rooting for Notre Dame, but if I had to bet my life savings, I'm betting it on Ohio to win. They've been rolling. Martrice says, OH. Woo. Oh, boy. Hot dog water you. Right there, Columbus. Mama, Tasha's on one today, y'all. She had a really good night's sleep, I suppose, because she's been giving us the business. We've been trying to jump her, too, and she's fighting out of the corner. I'm riding with old Marcus Freeman. Hey, y'all catch the all caps? It's a Marcus thing. All right, bro, we see you, bro. We see you. He played for Ohio State, though. Tasha, who wins the game? Tasha, you are cracking everybody up today.
I just told you who wins the game. I said Notre Dame.
We want it on paper because our picks are close. Ladies and gentlemen, remember when LeBron James...
I miss Nooney. Love you.
Remember when LeBron James was down 3-1 to the 73-9 Golden State Warriors? It all seemed lost. That was me about 2 months ago. Yeah, look at these. Look at this. Look at this. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here. Boy, look at here. Y'all, we're going to a photo finish. Mike has taken the league. He's up by a nostril. So we'll start with the national championship game. I'm going Notre Dame because if they win and I didn't pick them, I will feel crummy for not being able to hate on Ohio State. So, Mike, this may increase your lead. I'm taking Notre Dame. Tasha's taking Notre Dame. Mike is taking the Suckeyes. Turn in your Michigan gear. I'm very disappointed in what you said. Although you did pick Ohio State to be your national champion, though, didn't you?
Yeah, on the show, yeah.
Y'all, wait a minute. Sasha Denise Matthews Freeman. Y'all make that happen. Y'all make that. Hey, Farrah gonna get you.
Farrah might fight you for that, Sasha. Because Farrah put some treats up and it was making me drool. And I sent her a message. I said, these must be the Marcus Freeman treats.
Y'all leave that man. Let that man coach. Y'all leave that man alone. All right, let's go. We have Houston, Kansas City. I'm taking the Chiefs. Mike?
Yeah.
Tasha?
Yeah, Chiefs.
Detroit and Washington. Man, I want to take Jaden Daniels.
I do too.
I'm going to take the upset. I'm going Washington.
I got Detroit.
Tasha?
Ooh. I want a ABOB on this one, man. My
Detroit players, Tim's for my hooligans in Brooklyn.
That's the thing. I don't think I can root against, because Detroit was like always been my backup team.
You love that Honolulu blue. You do.
Oh my God. No, you know what? I'm going for Washington.
Mike is like, man, I got them. They in their feelings with these picks. I'm finna win this.
No, you're not. Y'all catch me. So
right. So Tasha, we unite. Wonder Twins. All right. Next up.
Form of water.
Right. Shape of an orangutan. I'm like, how you save the galaxy as a camel? They did used to turn into some whack stuff, Tasha. Like
form of ice. Like they used to do. Right. So you're like, what?
It's like shape of an oyster. Like, okay, but the galaxy trying to kill you. Now, Shamika, coach says, my nephew's in Detroit. I'm not going to root against him. That's fair. That is fair. Okay. So we know Mike is taking the Eagles. Tasha, are you going to give the Rams any love today?
I'm gonna give him some love just for a shout out for Jared Verse for defensive rookie of the year.
Yes,
But
he is.
I got Philly.
I got Philly as well. And in the nightcap, Baltimore and Buffalo.
You already know. I would not, because I picked Lamar and the Ravens to win it all, and I would not, even if I didn't, I ain't rooting against Lamar.
Right.
Yep. I got Baltimore too.
Damn, Mike, I wanted you to go against the grain so we can get that Washington game back. Okay, all right. I'm going for King Henry, y'all. Now, I am in my DNA. I hate the Ravens, but I love King Henry, and I do want him to get a championship. And if Lamar gets one because Derek gets one, I'm okay with that too. But I want the King to run wild. I want him to get his ring and then walk off with both of his legs intact and just be the ultimate Hall of Fame legend. I think he may be the last Hall of Fame running back ever if Christian McCaffrey doesn't come back from his leg injuries. All right. Mike, who you shouting out today? No. Who's your locks? Your locks. I'm a little rusty.
No, I was gonna say, did we already pick the Chiefs and the Texans?
We all picking Kansas City. Like, come on, man. That's smart money.
Okay, I thought Tasha was gonna pick Houston. So,
right? Is that an ABOB special, Tasha? You want to dangle? You want to finagle?
I mean, if I thought the Texans' offense, that line would keep that boy from getting sacked, it would definitely be an ABOB special. But I got to go with the always bet on beige.
What the hell is wrong with you today? Mike, give us a lock. Get us out of here. Mike, can we get a lock?
And we got okay. My bad. It was going in and out.
You got that Netflix, don't you?
It wasn't me.
Got everybody on the internet over here. You know, we got like 12 people on the internet.
It probably wasn't me.
No. I got Baltimore -1, and I got Ohio money line. Put $1,000 on it.
Mike, you really gonna have me like? No,
you know what? I'm gonna add more too. I'm gonna add more. I got Washington +9.5 and Philly -6.
Tasha, we about to mute you because you got the goon squad in a tizzy today. What is wrong with you? Always bet on beige. Mike, I love those picks. And Mike, y'all, for y'all who may be just now watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and all that good stuff. Mike has hit about 75% of his locks this year. Get your money up. You know that January is that rough after Christmas month when all them bills come due and them credit card bills come due. So, hey, take Ohio State money line, take Baltimore -1. Hey, and what was your third one, Mike?
Washington +9.5, Baltimore -1, Philly -6, and Ohio money line.
Let's go. Let's get this paper. Mike, who you shouting out today?
I got 2 shout outs. One, we didn't have a show last week, but shout out to baby girl turned 2. Baby Rhea turned 2. Yeah, she fits into her little Michigan cheerleader outfit. So that was cute yesterday.
Yes.
And then shout out to Logan James, my wife and I's company. We actually are doing our first expo next month.
Wait, Mike, I'm not trying to cut you off. You know, I almost deleted you because I didn't know who that was because I was looking for Wolverine. And I was like, who the hell is Logan James? I'm glad you, because I was literally about to unfollow and delete. I was like, I don't know who the hell this is.
Yeah, we were Wolverine comics, but we're doing more things than just comics. And so Logan James is like, you know.
No, Martrice said, yes, let me get that prize pick. Get that money. The happy birthdays are pouring in for baby girl. Now, Tasha, what was you going to delete him for? He didn't send you a picture of his junk. I just
know, because like I'm not one of those people that just have to have followers. If you're following me or I'm following you, we need to have some kind of connection because I don't want to see you if I don't know you.
It threw me too.
So when I was looking at it, and I kept seeing this Logan James, but every time it would go, but I never even clicked on it because I was like, I don't know no damn Logan James.
Me too. I did too. I wouldn't click on the stories because I didn't know who that was. I was like, I didn't know I was following Logan James. But then I saw the cards pop up in my feed, and I clicked on it then, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. We rolling. Hey, put your link in the comment section because we have a lot of engagement going in and where they can follow you on Instagram. Throw your IG in there. Happy second birthday. All right. I want to give a couple of shout outs. First of all, I want to give happy birthday shout out to my goddaughter. I want to give a shout out to the Hossos for a great evening of wings and margaritas and banter last night. Got to hang out with the Hossos and see baby girl yesterday. So that was fun. So congratulations again to the happy couple. Stacy, I love you. That was a fun conversation. Shouts out to all of them. Also, want to give a shout out to Drew Merriman. His son, Thane, was MVP of his basketball team last week. So congratulations, Thane, Ace, and Merriman. He was cleaning up the boards. He was dishing the rock. He was putting the ball back. And the lovely Lauren and Drew were very, very excited about that. I was excited about that. Can't wait to see the videos. So congratulations, Thane. Tasha, take us home. Who you shouting out today?
Y'all, I'm trying not to cry. I have to shout out. Y'all know my little baby boy, Castor. We were going to put him to sleep on Thursday, but he died in my arms. We didn't even make it to the vet. It was hard. I took him to the beach the night before. That was my little sweet boy. Y'all know I'm not really a cat person, but for whatever reason, everybody that was around Castor, who knew Castor, like he touched their heart. This is from the vet. They sent me a card. And the ones who really care for him were Dr. Carla and Alicia, who is the vet tech. When I brought him Thursday to the vet, because the vet doesn't open till 8:00, and I had him in my arms, and the head vet, which is Dr. Kelvin, who was not there when Castor was in the hospital before, he was mopping. And when I walked in, his face, he just did like that. And then Alicia came from the back and she saw me holding Castor and she started crying.
Oh, man.
So, y'all, my little Castor Troy is gone over that little rainbow in the sky. I don't have to worry about him running out of the house because, y'all, he learned how to open the doors and the windows, which is why we're getting the screen put up. It already had been scheduled before, Castor passed or whatnot. Because Castor could open the screens. And I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram when I had to climb my neighbor's fence to get Castor because he got out of the back door and climbed over into the neighbor's yard, and I had to climb their fence to get him. But yes, his little blanket that I had for him, it said touch the sun. So that is what my baby is doing now. And then to make everybody laugh, because I don't want to end on a somber note, I don't know if you guys saw Weekend at Bernie's, but after this is when we were waiting to go to the vet and Castor had already passed. And I said, okay, Bernie, y'all, because Riggers had sat in. So he was sitting up, propped up, and it's like touch the sun, which was what I always kind of said something about him touching the sun because of his blanket. And he was touching the sun in that moment, even though he was channeling Bernie. So shout out to the vets and the staff at Fort Patas Veterinary Clinic, which is right down the street from the house. So yes, everyone, thanks everyone who sent me words of comfort. Because I know a lot of people, y'all hated Castor because y'all didn't like cats, but I didn't give a damn and he didn't give a damn either. But thanks everyone who supported me and who was a little sympathetic with me when it comes to me losing this. Because after losing Bella that I'd had for 14 years and now losing Castor, all I have left is Big Boy. And I think after this, I'm done with animals because it is very, very hard when you lose an animal. So this is the last little bit of tea. Every morning, Castor and I had you can't see it. We had a ritual. I would leave a little bit of tea and I would pour it in his bowl because he liked tea. So mommy's pouring out this last little bit of tea. Can y'all see this on camera?
Bring it in a little bit more.
Pouring out this last on my good countertop over here. Pouring out my last little bit of tea for my little Castor Troy.
Tasha, our hearts are with you, and just know that you always got two dogs right here with me and Mike. You still got some pets. You got some pit bulls right here. I think Mike's more of a Rottweiler. Like, what's the most vicious dog? I think that's Mike.
And Akita. I'm telling you, and Akita.
So our thoughts and prayers are with you. Marcus wants to close out the show giving a shout out to the track and field indoor champions that will be crowned, and outdoor season is upon us. He told us to stay tuned, and we most definitely
Marcus, kids be on that track, baby. I be watching your videos, Marcus.
Yes, and it is so fun to see and to hear Mike talk about his son with his football and him learning and growing in the position, and Drew with his son in the basketball, and Marcus with his daughters with the track. I just love it. I love it. We are one big family.
Coaches track too, Marcus. She just started with a track club.
This is your daughter. Say it's not you pouring up the brown on the grave. Like we gonna end on that. Tasha, take us out of here.
Go blue.
Thank you, Mike. We'll see you next week.
Pour out a little liquor. Come on,
Y'all
Tupac.
crazy.